Okay, well, good morning. My name is Eddie Keogh. I am a sports photographer, and today we are at Wycombe Lido, as you can see, in High Wycombe. And guess what? We're going to shoot some swimming today. Just clean my lens. Look after me gear. Okay, so cameras and lenses. So let's start off with this fella here. This is the Canon R3 mirrorless, which is their top of the range camera. I've been shooting with these now for, wow, maybe a couple of years now. These are a superb camera, fantastic for the job I do. Obviously shooting a lot of sport, I'm getting, I don't know, 14, 15 frames a second. The follow focus, autofocus system on it is fantastic. The quality of the pictures are superb. I can't ask for much more. So let's start off with that lens. This is a 28-70 f2, which kind of is a little heavier and bigger than a kind of normal kind of 24-70 that they do at 2.8, but this is an f2, so it's just an absolutely beautiful lens. It really is for shooting. I do a lot of kind of behind the scenes stuff within the England football team, so this is just a really nice lens to work with. And f2, on the odd occasion, if I have to kind of shoot a kind of more of a portrait kind of picture, there's a portrait lens in there as well. So you put it onto f2 on the 70mm, which is just a really nice extra thing that you have in that lens. This will be the 70-200, which I use nearly all the time. This is 70-200 f2.8. It's really good sports lens. Today we'll use that probably working down the side of the pool because I'm going to be a lot closer to the swimmer. He is going to be in the near lane, so I'll probably use that a lot for getting in close to doing probably the freestyle swimming, and that's obviously a nice range, 70-200s. Moving on to the big guns. This is the 400 2.8, which I use all the time as well. I obviously shoot a lot of football and rugby as well, so that's a great lens for that. Yeah, to be honest, you need a monopod to work with this fella so that you're comfortable. There's an extender, 1.4 extender, so I could put that on to the 400. That makes it a 600 f4, which is great for, say, shooting cricket, or if you just want to get really tight into something, anything you want to get closer to. So for the swimming today, if I wanted to get just literally the face coming at me head on in the lane with the wall surrounded by water, then I'll do a few shots. We'll do a few shots later on with the extender on. And finally, just to finish off with my sexy little 16mm 2.8. It's just so lovely. Just sits in the bag, and it's not heavy. And it's just handy to have now and again if I need to shoot something really super wide, just to kind of show where we are. That all goes into my bag, which is a think tank bag trolley. So that's great, as you can obviously bring that everywhere you want. And all of this kit, no, not all of the kit, all of that kit apart from that would fit into there. And that I've normally carried it over my shoulder. Okay, so Sam is now doing the butterfly, which is probably the most kind of dramatic style of swimming. They really are literally flying out of the water. I'm shooting now with the 400s head on, so really I've got a lovely shot of him coming literally right out of the water, right at me. I've shot a couple of frames with the monopod at the kind of this height, but then I've shot some others literally lying down to really get a nice kind of dramatic low angle, and that's kind of working quite well. Okay, so Sam's going to go again. Okay, and just so you know, I'm on 4,000th of a second here to really stop that water. f2.8 and 800 ISO. As you can see, I'm on the floor, and very often the best angle is a nice low angle. It just makes the picture a bit more dynamic. we really kind of get that feel we're right at their level. It's just so lovely to see the swimmer popping out of the water. We'll show you all the pictures, I'm sure, on the video. But anyway, let's give it another go with Sam. Okay, Sam, when you're ready. The more you do it with the swimmers, the more you see the style of the swimmer. What they particularly do, when he first comes at me, the first stroke, his head is down, and from then on, his head comes up, and that's this looks really good as he's popping out of the water. Yeah, it's really nice with the water splashing up. There's a little bit of a darker background behind there, so that water stands out well. So that's looking good, looking good. We'll do some breaststroke now, yeah? Sam's going to do breaststroke now. Okay, Sam, where you go? So we just got to wait and see when he pops out of the water. There we go. Well, hey. It's a very different style. He's really coming out of the water. That's really good. That's good. Yeah, it's really good. You really do come out, don't you? That's really, yeah, that's good. Yeah, so we're still on 4,000th of a second, by the way, f2.8. And that 2.8 really is throwing the background out nicely. Here he comes, boom. Good. Sam is the far end. Now he's going to do some more butterfly. I've actually set on this one because I just want to try and get the camera as low as possible to the water without it actually getting wet. But on this case, in order to do that, I can't really look through the viewfinder. I'm going to use the screen here. I've put the autofocus on zonal, so it's literally looking at the whole zone, and I can tap on the screen where when Sam pops out of the water, I can just tap on the screen, and then that will kind of focus on him and follow him as he's just coming out of the water, yeah? Okay, Sam. I'm also, I'm just going to shoot manually. I mean, I shoot everything manually these days with the mirrorless cameras because you can see the exposure on the screen. So I just don't see any need for using any other kind of shutter priority or aperture priority. I can choose exactly what I want. So in this occasion, the shutter speed is the most important thing. So I'm on 4,000th of a second, f2.8, so I'm wide open. So I'm going to, so the background is still going to drop out. I've been using the long lens on some of the shots for the butterfly, which is really dramatic. But I just want to try something because not everyone's going to have a 400mm. So this is on the zoom, the 70-200. So I'm on the 200 now, and I can even zoom back a bit when it gets a bit closer. But also it means I can get a little bit closer to the water. We're going to do that exact same shot again, but this time I'm going to change it to spot. So it's a 1 AF, but I've got it expanded on that 1 AF. So I'm actually going to shoot through the viewfinder this time, but I'm going to kind of lie down and see how that differs from what we've just shot through the viewfinder. So these boys, they're trying to test me now, give me a little competition, because they know freestyle is very difficult to get. I mean, but basically, in competition, like a 100-meter competition, freestyle, it'd be a 50-meter pool, so they're literally there and back. So one way, you won't see them at all, because they're breathing the other side. They only breathe one side, so you only get them coming one way. So, and if it's the beginning, when they start, they don't come out of the water until after about 15-20 meters. Okay, so they've only got them the last, 20-25 meters of the pool to actually take a few breaths. So they'll probably only take 2 breaths, 3 breaths maybe in that time. It's a particularly tough discipline to get a picture of, yeah. So stick to the butterfly and the breaststroke if I were you. It's actually a real challenge, because if you were working for an agency, they would want pictures of the top freestyle swimmers, men and women, in action. And the reason it's a difficult shot is because you don't see a lot of them. They're going so fast, they rarely bring their head out of the water. So in a 100-meter pool, they'll do 50 meters one way, 50 meters back, and that's the end of the race. So if they only breathe one way, so that way, then you only get them going one way. And if you're the side they breathe in the first part of the 50 meters, you won't even see them in the first 25 metres. You'll only see them in the last bit because they'll be under, because when they dive in, they're literally underwater for 25 metres. So yeah, so it's a very good challenge. Yeah. We've done the Freestyle earlier with a very fast shutter speed of 4,000th of a second. We'll just try something a little bit different now. We're going to drop the speed down to, I'm on a 40th now, and just try and pan it a little bit as he comes through. And it's obviously the difficult bit is it's still just a moment when he brings his head out. So we've really got to nail that moment when he brings his head out and just and pan that. So I've done a couple already. It looks kind of funky. Let's give it a go, see if it works. Yep. Okay, so Sam's just been practicing his backstroke, and I've noticed that as he kind of turns and as he comes back, he lets out a lovely set of bubbles from his nose. So we're just going to try and work on getting a picture of that. So we're on a very fast shutter speed again. I'm actually on 6,400th of a second at the moment, but on this occasion, because I want to get above him, I'm literally going to hold the camera. I'm going to use zonal focus. Yep. And I can see on the screen where he's going to be. I'm just going to follow him on the screen, and I'm going to take the picture as he goes underneath the camera. So we kind of get a shot looking down on him, and hopefully get some nice bubbles coming out of his nose. Okay, here he comes, right. There goes the bubbles, and then a couple of strokes. Lovely, yeah, brilliant. See, we're getting, I mean, this is the thing about, you know, you can't do this during a competition. This is obviously, we're in charge here. We're in charge of where I mean, you cannot stand here during a competition. I'm right on the edge of the pool. I'm holding a camera above the athlete. It's an absolute no-no in competition. But obviously, we're just working together to get the pictures. So Sam's very kindly kind of doing this backwards and forwards for me to get, you know, hopefully I'll get a nice picture out of it. But so far, it's looking good. It's a bit of a kind of classic picture at the moment of the swimmer as they break the surface, and I've seen some wonderful pictures of these beautiful bubbles just perfectly, where the water is perfectly around the swimmer. But I think it takes certain conditions. Unfortunately, today is very flat. You know, I was hoping for a nice kind of sunny day. I think that would have helped, but it's possibly also a picture that could work better indoors with kind of strip lighting that will just really kind of shows the shape of the bubble. But anyway, we'll show you an example, and we'll try and show you what we're trying to do. I think, like all these things, the more you do it, the more chance you have of getting a slightly better picture. So we're going to have a couple more goes. You don't get to do this in competition. Just to let you know what I'm on, 400 ISO and 5,000th of a second f2.8, and this is the 400mm that we talked about earlier. Whichever sport you're shooting, whatever venue you're going to go to, literally one of the first things you do when you get there is kind of scope out where the light is and where you can work from. Obviously there may be restrictions, but I kind of work out where you can work. If you have a full range, then you need to be walking around the whole place to see what makes a good angle, but also your background. Your background is so important. You know, if there's a messy background, avoid that. Get somewhere where you get a nice clean background so when you get the picture, it really just focuses so much on the athlete, and you're not distracted by something luminous or lines or lampposts in the background. And that's why you probably, I'm sitting in a strange place here, but we've done lots of different angles. We've done them as low as possible. We're lying down, we're standing up. But now we've just borrowed this off the lifeguards to get, because I looked around for buildings to stand on. Unfortunately, we can't climb on their roof. So this is as good as I'm going to get. So it's actually working out fantastic, because it's a lovely little seat. I can work from up here. But more importantly, it gives me a different picture, because now with the swimmer, it's just purely blue around him. Yeah, so you've got another different picture to your set. So it's just a nice, clean, the only thing we're focusing on is the swimmer. I've got a setup on my camera which has kind of facial recognition, eye recognition. So I'm literally waiting, as soon as I see him popping up, I'm pressing that button and it holds on to that face or the eyes. So up he comes, snap, down he goes, it disappears again. And whenever he pops up out of the water, then I hit this face recognition button and that kind of holds onto the face. Tip said if you're using Canon, I don't know what they use on the other cameras, but they have different cases for the kind of different movements that are going on. Case 2 is good for swimming because it literally will just concentrate on that one subject and ignore other things going on around it. So it's much better at tracking and holding the subject. So certainly recommend using Case 2 for swimming, which is also good for like athletics as well, like single runners. Any sport where it's a single athlete. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed my little day at Wickham Lido. What a lovely little pool that is. So until next time, take care.